Hi everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have a cool down video for you. Some of the exercises will be left side, right side. It should take us about 6 minutes to get through. You don't need any equipment, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first move we have is a boxer shuffle. You've probably just done a workout, I'm assuming. So just to cool ourselves down, bring our heart rate down a little bit slowly, we'll start with the boxer shuffle. Again, we're going to do all these moves for about 30 seconds a piece, roughly. So just sort of let yourself calm down. You're not really trying to burn a lot of calories here. Okay, our next move coming up is going to be a high knee march in just a couple of seconds here. Okay, so let's switch to a high knee march. If you want, you can pull your arms down, but you don't have to. It is a cool down, so I'm just going to keep my arms a little more stationary here. I'm just trying to get sort of a stretch in behind in my hamstrings here. Just lifting nice and high, looking more for, again, for like flexibility than we are for burning calories. Okay, just a couple more seconds here and we're going to switch to a standing quad stretch. So I'm going to start on my left side here. Now again, if you've just done a really hard workout, your balance might be sort of off, so feel free to hold on to a wall or grab a chair, whatever works for you. Some people like to put their hand on their belly button, and that can sort of help, or picking a spot on a wall to focus on. Okay, and in just a couple seconds here, we're just going to switch to the right side. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we'll switch to the right side. And I always try to keep my knee pointing straight down to the floor, so I'm really feeling the stretch in the front of my hip flexor there. It feels lovely. And gets all down the quad as well. I have my foot pulled right up tight against my backside. Okay, in just a couple seconds here, we're going to switch to a hip flexor with a tricep. So what I do here is I step and start on the left side, sort of roll your hips forward. You can bend your knee a bit if you like and sink down a bit. And because I like to do two things at once, I'm going to do a tricep stretch as well. So just pulling it down and try to keep looking still up straight, you know, more than kind of looking down. Keep sort of good posture there and hold that. And you should feel a nice release in the hip flexor as well as the tricep. And in just a couple seconds, we're going to switch sides here. So same thing, again, rolling that hip forward and then taking the right arm up, pushing it down the back in between the shoulder blades there. It feels really good in the hip flexor. Almost everybody has tight hip flexors. Even if you stretch sort of religiously all the time, the hip flexors get tight really, really quickly. Another couple seconds here, and now we're going to switch to a bend over toe touch, so feet about just wider than shoulder width. Hold down, and because I'm trying to get more a full body here, I'm going to do chest expansion, so arms up above my head, and just sort of letting my head hang down. I like to sort of, just move slightly from side to side. You'll feel sort of trigger points in your hamstrings there that might feel a little more tight than others. Just moving slightly back and forth. And then we'll stand up and we're going to switch to a seated glute. Some people like to do it lying down. I like to do it sitting up, so I'm just going to cross one. It doesn't really matter which leg you start with. Cross one over. Keep this foot, try to flex it back towards your knee. It'll help to protect your knee a bit and also just make the stretch go a bit deeper. Feels, again, really good in the glute behind, even a little bit into the hamstring there. And trying to have good posture, so pushing up straight. And then we'll just switch sides. And again, if you're really tight, you might find that your leg is way out here, and that's fine. But keep trying to push yourself, not to pain, but definitely to feeling some stretch there. And the more flexible you get, the more you'll be able to push yourself forward and sit up nice and straight there. Stretching should always, there might be a bit of discomfort there, but really it should feel good at the end of your workout. Okay, now we're going to lie down. We're going to do a supine twist. So grabbing my knee, pulling it over, and then I tend to look the other way, so it gives kind of a full stretch all the way down the spine. It's really comfortable. Let's hold it for a few more seconds here. And then, of course, we're going to do the other side. Okay, so switch sides. You pull the other knee in. It doesn't matter which side you did first, as long as you do both sides. Again, this time I'll turn my head the other way. And the whole point here is to try and keep both shoulders down on the mat. That's much more important than getting your knee down to the mat, is making sure that your shoulders are squared up. And then the last stretch we're going to do here is a full body stretch. So just arms way above your head, you know, pull your arms up, point your toes away from you, and just sort of pull, rock your hips back and forth so one leg, you know, feels like it's getting longer than the other, or so that one arm is pulling up further than the other. And it should just be sort of a nice, relax. You've done your workout. Your heart rate should be nice and you know, calming down by now. You feel good. And then that's it. You can sit up. And that's it for today. Thanks for joining me.